All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Massage Garage. Here we have this beautiful GS, and we're gonna do some valve cover gaskets and spark plugs on this car today, so stay tuned. All right, so we're gonna start by taking off this intake pipes, these covers here, just to get more space to get out these valve covers. As you can see, I got these hoses off here. Connectors, be very careful, very, very brittle. This car has about 100,000 miles, and I touched this connector and it already snapped. So be very careful and gentle when you're dealing with these connectors, and then we'll see what comes next. All right, so it looks like we have to get this high pressure pump off. Obviously these coils, spark plugs, these sensors here, make sure they're marked, and I believe that's it. All right, so we end up taking out the battery box. Just gave us more access here. As you can see, just a couple screws on the battery box. Makes the life so much easier. Get this pump off and get these wires out the way. So after we take off this front intake, we went ahead and took that battery off. So as you can see, this coil does not want to come out. So you have to take off this seal with the coil in order to get it out. That's what their repair instructions say. Let's see if that actually works. As we pry it out, if you see, there's a little lip right here you can use in the front here to get your screwdriver underneath. You get this thing pried up, right? And then once it's up and out, whoop, look at that. Pull over that. So next we did taking off this high pressure pump. Took that off, took a little bracket off that was right here. This fuel hose, took it off from here. Now we're gonna get this pump off and out the way. I've been working on the railroad.
Oh, okay, you're about to drop this one. You realize that, right?
So we got one side out. You want to take this off the top of the valve cover, makes it easier for it to come off. Slides off right here, and then it's fairly easy. You're gonna have to kind of like get it out like that, but there it is. All right, so we're on this side of the valve cover. We're gonna go ahead and get this protective shield off the high pressure pump, these connectors off, and get this side off. It looks a little tighter than the other side, not at the battery tray, excuse me, I can't talk, is off. But it shouldn't be that difficult at the same time, so let's see how it goes. So we went ahead and got out this bracket that covers the high pressure pump. I had to just move this out the way a little bit, just to get access to one of the bolts for the high pressure pump cover. So we'll go ahead and take this off now, get all the connectors off, and then it should pull right out. So some of the seals you want to make sure you get these seals right here. It's for the high pressure pump, right? And then you have these seals for the coils, and these are super important because this is for the bottom of this valve cover here. As you can see, that's for that VVTi, right? So these are very important seals. That's for the squirters on the cam. So you want to make sure you replace those when you're doing the valve cover gasket. And more than likely, if it's a car with over 80,000 miles, these hoses are probably brittle and broken as well. So you want to go ahead and replace those. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward. One thing I want to point out here, guys, is that when you're removing the valve cover, these oil feed lines here might get stuck to the seal that's on the head, right? So these lines will come out of shape, causing it not to sit right in this pocket right here. So you want to bend these back so they sit when the valve cover goes on, they sit back where they're supposed to be. Try to get it obviously as close as possible. It's going to be pretty difficult, but you want to make sure when it comes down, it just falls within that groove. All right, over and out. What's up guys, this is Jason with Nostalgia Garage, and this is my first time working on this LS460, and I wanted to point something out that maybe will save you guys some time. I had an issue after doing these valve covers where the car started and then died and gave me a low pressure fuel system fault. I was kind of chasing my tail, trying to figure out, come to find out that these hoses, let me show you, these hoses were swapped. These fuel delivery hoses, low pressure fuel delivery hoses were swapped. So you want to make sure that you put these in the right orientation, unless you will have the same problem as me. The car will cut off and you get a permanent fault for low fuel pressure in the system. So guys, save yourself some time. Take some photographs or pictures before you start working, and just be mindful of that, all right?